Whew. What's up, everyone? Hey, how's it going? RageKitch20 here, continuing our journey through Nightwish's Imaginary album. We're on the last two songs here, and this is Song of Myself. A few warnings here right out the gate. You saw the timer on the video, so you probably already know before I do, but I'm just going to say it's probably going to be a long song. Get your snacks, get your drinks, or a long video. We know it's a long song, so it's probably going to be an even longer video. So get comfortable as fuck. Like get if a blanket or a snuggie, whatever you may own. Like get all nice and warm and comfortable. Lay back, get some snacks. It's gonna be a movie. You're about to watch a movie here. But I will try to be as quick and succinct as I possibly can, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot in here. Also, it's all gonna be within the last three songs here. Are all gonna be within the same day, as you probably know. I'm wearing the same shirt, so I may cough occasionally, especially in this song, because I'm going to be talking a lot. Apologies. And I also might be drinking water to try to not cough, so double apologies. Either way, Song of Myself, I literally have no idea what the fuck I'm in for. I do know that there is a live version of this song, and I can only imagine that that's crazy. I imagine we will be listening to it at some point and doing a video on it eventually. But that is not today. That is for the future. Today, just the original recorded studio version. Song of Myself. I think it's 4-part song. It's either 3 or 4-part song, if I remember correctly. It will tell us in the throughout the lyric video here, I assume. And yeah, I am not ready. I hope you are ready, however, because we're gonna start. Song of my fucking self. Got nothing else to say. I'm prepared to write a fuckload. So hopefully I'm not disappointed. I guess all I gotta say. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Okay, let's go. No more stalling. We got this.
I see a slow, simple youngster by a busy street, the begging bowl in his shaking hand, trying to smile but hurting him infinitely. Nobody notices. I do but walk by. An old man gets naked and kisses a model doll in his attic. It's half-light and he's in tears. When he finally comes, his eyes are cascading. I see a beaten dog in a pungent alley. He tries to bite me. All pride has left his wild, drooling eyes. I wish I had my leg to spare. A mother visits her son, smiles to him through the bars. She's never loved him more. An obese girl enters an elevator with me, all dressed up fancy, a green butterfly on her neck. Terribly sweet perfume deafens me. She's going to dinner alone. That makes her even more beautiful. I see a model's face on a brick wall, a statue of porcelain perfection beside a violent city kill. A city that worships flesh.
The first thing I ever heard was a wandering man telling his story. It was you, the grass under my bare feet, the campfire in the dead of the night, the heavenly black of sky and sea.
It was us, roaming the rainy roads, combing the gilded beaches, waking up to a new gallery of wonders every morn, bathing in places no one's seen before, shipwrecked on some matte-painted island, clad in nothing but the surf, beauty's finest rose.
Beyond all mortality we are, swinging in the breath of nature, in the air of the dawn of life, a sight to silence the heavens.
I want to travel where life travels, following its permanent lead, where the air tastes like snow music, where grass smells like fresh-born Eden. I would pass no man, no stranger, no tragedy or rapture. I would bathe in a world of sensation, love, goodness, and simplicity.
While violated and imprisoned by technology.
The thought of my family's graves was the only moment I used to experience true love. That love remains infinite.
As I never be the man my father is.
How can you just be yourself when you don't know who you are? Stop saying, I know how you feel. How could anyone know how another feels?
Who am I to judge a priest, beggar, poor, politician, wrongdoer? I am, you are, all of them already.
Working, go play, forget every rule. There's no fear in a dream.
Is there a village inside this snowflake?
A child asked me.
What's the color of our lullaby?
I've never been so close to truth as then I touched its silver lining.
Death is the winner in any war. Nothing noble in dying for your religion,
For your country, for ideology, for faith,
For another
is dead without words, ink idle without a poem, all the world dead without stories.
Without love and the summer beauty.
Careless realism costs souls. Ever seen the Lord smile? All the care for the world made beautiful a sad man. Why do we still carry a device of torture around our necks? Oh, how rotten your pre-apocalypse is. All you Bible black fools living over nightmare ground. I see all those empty cradles and wonder if man will ever change. I too wish to be a decent man boy, but all I am is smoke and mirrors. Still, given everything, may I be deserving. And there forever remains that change from G to E minor.
Anything else you'd like to add? Oh, fucking A, every time. Sorry. I don't know if I pressed this shit. What have I done? Ooh, you must die. Sorry, ants. I haven't seen an ant in a long time, but that's good. Huh. That, had some thoughts just passing my head. That wasn't what I expected. Also, that'd be weird live. Also, I get why they would only do half of the song live. Because the second half of the song, pretty much you just play the recording and everyone walks off the stage, while the rest of it just plays, and the rest of the band members just gonna sit there, just like, yeah. So I get why it's only 6 minutes, and then someone made like a full length one, which I don't know if means they just added that on, or if they played it or not. I don't know. Huh. 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 I'm trying to process all my thoughts and feelings on this song before I start talking about it. Like part of me feels unsatisfied. The other part of me kind of sees this as more of an art piece, than like your typical song. I liked parts of it. I wouldn't say I dislike the song by any means. Would I say it's probably my least favorite song in the album, and I probably won't listen to it again unless I listen to the live version? Yeah, I'd say that. But then again, I think this one's more for the artistic side. The end there, like I put over here, like the last thing I wrote down around 10 minutes 45 seconds in was truth bombs. For sure, they were dropping some mad fucking truth bombs, and it really just felt like the writer, whoever wrote all that stuff down, whoever those thoughts and feelings were, they were just collecting stories from other people, from people they know, or just whatever. I don't know the story behind this song. It sounded to me, it just kind of sounded like Tomas had a lot of thoughts and opinions on the way the world is, and didn't want to try to put them out in like 10 songs. Instead was just like, I could just put out everything I'm thinking and feeling in one song and just have it all spoken for like 8 minutes straight or something. When did the around 7 minutes in, so last like six and a half minutes. And that's just kind of the feeling I'm getting, is just like, you know, I got some issues with the world, or this is what I see as beautiful and stuff, and I don't want to try to take snippets of these lyrics. Oop, I saw the thing flash. I don't want to take a bunch of snippets and put these lyrics into snippets of other songs over an entire album. Instead, I just want to get it all out. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's how I'm feeling. This is what beauty means to me. Blah 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 blah. Beauty and love and etc. And this is kind of my thoughts on the world and how we're just destroying everything and blah 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 blah. Put it all out in one song. Song of myself. I don't know. That's just kind of the thoughts I got from that. I could be completely wrong. I'm sure I'm completely wrong. But that's just kind of, as an outsider looking in, that's just kind of what it sounded like to me. Which again is a cool. It's cool. It's just it's not. It gets to that point where it's not really a song. It's more of just an artistic piece, I guess, if you will. But still not bad. Okay. There was some weird shit that was said in there at the end. Is it just me? I don't know. Whenever I think about an old man up in his attic getting naked and kissing a doll while crying, something about that just is fucked up to me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, or if there's supposed to be some symbolism or like personal stories behind that, but just like, I was okay with the grandfather love after someone kind of explained it to me, but now we're getting back to old man. He's now naked in his attic making out with dolls and crying. Like, I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions because I don't want to be offensive here, but it's just from my point of view, from my career path specifically, to me that just screams abuse. Like someone was abused when they were younger or something, and just telling the tale of it. That to me, red flags are flashing like crazy. So just from my perspective, it's creepy as fuck, but I don't know. There's some weird shit said there at the end. We might get to it. I don't want to listen to all of it again, but there are some fucking truth bombs up in that bitch. We might as well get back into this, because we got ways to go here. Right out of the beginning is not what I expected. I expected it to open kind of more soft and smooth and or ominous, and it just kind of came out swinging. God, there's no way I'm gonna be able to read most of this. Strings and bells. I really like I did like the strings and bells coming out in the beginning there, and then when the choir came in, it sounded extreme. It sounded like the last song was still playing. Like, in all honesty, it sounded like Last Ride of the Day was still playing, and that I assume that was intentional, because there was a lot of references to their past songs, not only in this album, but also to some of their lyrics and stuff, not only from this album, but from the last album as well. That I caught a few of those in here. So I assume that was intended, but we were just talking in the last song about, repetitiveness, and the beginning of this song literally sounded like it was still the last song, which again might be intentional. That was blending into this song kind of thing, so that makes sense. It was just a little bit of repetitive for this there. Let's start from the beginning here. Let's see what we can find. I really like those violins and I believe cello, and there's what it sounds like. Very nice, and there's some nice bell touches come in here. Very beautiful bell touches there. I like those. And let's get to that choir here. Let's see when they pop in. Yeah, just kind of the simple, just neutral syllable, really high register, just very staccato like hits, da da, or marcato. I see. Yeah, marcato. Marcato. In here, before I started writing down timestamps, once the verse kind of begins, there was kind of like it was two different styles that I at least noted here that it was singing before. When the verse first came in, it was this kind of very cool, almost creepy like airiness to it, and then she switched it up. I don't remember how she switched it up, but she did. But I also noticed Nightingale in here, and I do not know if that's a reference to The Escapist, the bonus track in Dark Passion Play. But I noted that in here, so let's let it roll out till we can find that part there, and somewhere between now to 120. So let's find Yeah, a nightingale in a golden cage. That's me trapped inside reality's maze. It started right out the gale with that. Right out the gate with that. So I'm pretty sure that's a as a reference to excuse me. To that. And yeah, that's cool. I like that. But yeah, we had this very kind of, again, very short, very almost whisper, like kind of creepy airiness to the vocal cords, or the way she's delivering this verse here in the vocals.
The deep breath I took, still voices my lungs. An old oak sheltering me from the blue. Sunbathing on its dead frozen leaves.
And also, kind of, again, I was getting that repetitiveness-ish, because it kind of sounds similar to how the verse, the start of the verse was delivered in the last song as well. And again, I think that's intentional, but it's just, you know, it's a little bit of repetitiveness in this and there. I swear this keeps getting louder. I don't fucking know how. I swear it keeps getting louder. Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, this is intentional. Lots of touches in here. We got story time, we got Ghost River, and we're what's about to get to here around 120. We got mermaids. Yeah. Where else did I? They also said Dead Boy at some point from the last song. Let's see, did I catch any other in here? I think those are the other ones I caught. So yeah, a lot of little references to past songs in this album, and even that Nightingale one from the last album. Like, there might be even more that I didn't catch in there from past album and this album, but like they're bringing it all back around, and I like that. I kind of like that. It's not bad. Around 145, because again, we're going to try to keep it succinct. There's a lot of things happening in here, and I just want to go through this so we're not here all day. Around 145, there was a cool note drop. I'm going to go back to around... Oh, I know exactly what it is, where I saw the lyrics there. Yep, we're going to go back to 138 here and listen to that. It was kind of cool. That I think is what it did. Let me listen again. That's beautiful. That beautiful. That nice little movement there. Gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Same style. yeah, similar singing style to the last song. I noted it before, but like around 155 is when I actually wrote it down because it's like I should probably talk about that. But let's listen. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of the chorus from the last song. A little bit different, especially with the rhythm and some of the notes, but like it just kind of has the same feel as the last song. Again, I don't know at this point. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it kind of feels like it is. But yeah, just noted that around 2:55, right on the symphony part. Yeah, let's go find that real fast. Such a long song. Something happened on these notes that I wanted to note. It happened before that, I believe, but I was just, again, when it happened again, I was like, yeah, I should note that down. Yeah, I just kind of think I like the notes there. Just in general, it sounded really pretty. I just noted that down. Yeah, 3:35 we have Dead Boy, not needed. Or 3:25 and 3:35. Heavy guitar is very reminiscent of Poet and the Pendulum. Let's go listen to that because I actually think it's almost not the same guitaring from Poet and the Pendulum. It's very close. So let's listen to that. No. That's, I mean, similar-ish, but that's... Yeah, Amaranth. I actually think that's the same guitaring they used in Amaranth in their last album. Because I'm thinking the reaching, you know, that part, the breakdown or whatever, back before it goes back to the chorus for like the last time or something. It sounded exactly exactly the same. Actually, give me a second here. I actually want to go find that. Just cause, really. Amaranth. I want to see how similar it is actually. It'll be somewhere around here. Great song, by the way. Hold on. Okay, heard that. Okay. It's not. Obviously, clearly it's not. If you but there's a lot of similarities. The distortion is pretty much the same. Same levels of distortion, same just kind of chunked like chords, but they're just slightly different notes and slightly different rhythm. But it's close. It's similar. Anyways, it was not Poet and the Pendulum. It was Amaranth. Good to know. Fantastic song, by the way. I love that song. Let's see. 410. That blast beat in there. Those fucking, oh man, those were on point. Those were fucking amazing. It was these really awesome beats. The blast beat that sounded like it was in the bass guitar, the kick drum, and it even sounded like the piano was getting in there too. Let's listen to it. Like if you listen to the like very bottom of that note there, you can hear kind of like that decaying sound of the piano, because when you play a note on the piano, doesn't stop instantly. There's that decay fall off of sound afterwards, and it sounds like he's like probably rolling his fingers on like some kind of chord like thing on the very low end of the piano, just you know, it's like you can hear the piano in there. I don't think I've ever really heard a piano try to, like, I would say like triple tongue or something, but you know, it's not instruments that you tongue, so I'm just gonna call it blast beats, even though I don't think that's correct. But I've never heard them join like the very like any. I've never heard that before. If I have, it's been a long time, and I can't remember. I wouldn't be able to put it on there, but it feels, to me, it sounds unique. I never heard a piano join in that before. Bass guitar, of course. Drums, of course. Electric guitar, of course. Never have I heard a piano get in on that. That's fucking epic. Like, listen to this shit. You can hear that, just that growly low end of the piano. That's the very end of the piano. Near the very end of the piano. Like, it's clever. That's clever. Like, I'm impressed by that. I've never heard anyone do that before, and I don't know why. Because it sounds cool. There's a little bit of the muddiness that you just kind of get down that register of the piano. But just like, it fits, it works, and that's wonderful. 440 background piano on Cleansing Waters. They have this really, really nice background piano touches that kind of reminds me of the other album, the song on there first song I ever did, and I can't remember what that was. But the first one I did, there was some very nice piano touches in the background. It reminded me very similar of that, but I like that they also had that on the part where it said like Cleansing Waters, and just kind of felt like the piano was the theme of the Cleansing Waters, and that was pretty nice. So 440 here. Let's get into that. Hear that piano there? Dun, 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 dun. Like, just very beautiful. Little touches in there with piano black over Cleansing Waters. I think that the sound's written intentionally. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 6 minutes in here, we have that beat drop that they were doing after the choir, and on the third time, I believe it was longer. They held it much longer, and I was expecting it to fade off into quiet, and it just didn't do it. Like, fade off to kind of a quiet, softer, smoother part, kind of like they did in Poet and the Pendulum. And I was expecting kind of different sections of this song, kind of like Poet and the Pendulum, and I don't really feel like I got it a lot. But then again, I questioned myself, is that good? Like, did I just want the song to be Poet and the Pendulum 2? Shouldn't it do its own thing? But I was kind of expecting it to be different stuff, and there was a little bit of touches of that here and there, but I don't really feel like it changed to a completely different thing, then came back or played around with it like they did in Poet and the Pendulum. So I was a little disappointed with that, but then again, I don't necessarily just want them to repeat it, because then we're getting repetition in there and not uniqueness. So it's a balance. It's a delicate, fine balance to walk, and I don't know the right answer, personally. I just know I was left a little unsatisfied. But I was expecting them to fade off to quiet, kind of a soft, smooth part. And then it didn't after the pauses. And then it did. And then by the time it did, it just felt like, okay, well, I was kind of like, now it feels a little too predictable, too expected at this point. So it's just like, what do I want? You know, I've wrestled with myself here, not so much the music itself, not saying that they did anything wrong, but I kind of more wrestled with myself of just like I expected it to do this, but then it didn't. But then when it did, it was just like, oh well, of course they did. It was like, but like, didn't I want that? You know, I found myself wrestling with myself in Song of Myself. Feel like that means something. Anyways, let's drop to that around 6. Those sick beat drops that they did around here. Like what was that? Was that 40? I hope that's 40, not 60. I'm pretty sure that's 40. Actually, that's probably. Anyways, sorry. I paused it there. Anyways, I was gonna say that I like that kind of jump back into it faster. I kind of expected it to go a full another phrase before it came back in, and they just kind of snuck it in faster there. I thought that was kind of a nice touch in there. And when they do it, I just noticed that all the instruments dropped out. Interesting. Well, most of them dropped out. Nice syncopation in there. After that fourth one, I thought it was the third. It was the fourth time. After the fourth time there, after when it all stopped longer, I thought I was going to bring in something soft there. But it went back to it. I was like, oh, okay. Defied my expectations. I like that. And then they went there anyways, which was interesting. I kind of like them defying the expectations. It almost seemed like they knew everyone was going to expect that or something, and so they didn't do it. But then they're just like, nah, just kidding. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. So I don't know. It's interesting. It definitely seems a little playful and mischievous itself in its own right. Now at this point, we pretty much just get everything gets all soft, and we just go straight into talking for the rest of the song. And at first I was just like, oh, they just repeating Poet and the Pendulum. Is this going to be a little bit of poetry here, and they're like a little bit of spoken word, and they go back to music? No, they just kept talking the whole way through. So I'm just going to go from 7:10 all the way to the last thing I said, 10:45. We'll just talk about this real fast, and then maybe get a few examples in here, and then call it a day. So 7:10, I just said, spoken like Poet and the Pendulum, question mark. 8:50, female voice comes in, because I just thought it was going to be male voice the whole way through. Then a female voice came in, and I was like, oh, that's cool, changing it up. And then they just kept adding more and more people. It was interesting. Also, there's a part in here where the violin comes in. At least I thought it sounded like a violin. That sounded very similar to Lord of the Rings. So that was kind of interesting. Kind of cool, but also kind of like, with all the little Pirates of the Caribbean additions in here that we've had. Wondering if that was intentional or not. And then 9:40, they added a cool little whisper echo effect to it. That was interesting. And then 10:45 is the truth bombs and the guitar. I think it's weird that they just kept the vocal line going throughout the entire rest of the song, but then again, wasn't expecting it, so I like that part of it. I really like that part of it, but also I wasn't expecting it because it didn't necessarily sound like a good choice musically for it to be a full rounded song. So that's why I feel like it kind of slipped into more of this is a song for an art piece rather than a song to be a song, which I can respect that as an artist. I can respect that. But as an the analysis side, like I can respect that as an artist, just like as a really cool artistic choice, dropping some truth bombs in there, very cool. As a reaction side to where I'm trying to listen to a song and it kind of is no longer a song, it's just that part was kind of left unsatisfied. So it was just like, this song made me happy. It also left me very unsatisfied at the same time. So I don't know how to feel about this song personally, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's listen to some of this shit, shall we? Let's listen to some of this, some of these words in love here. I also didn't really catch anything that reminded me of Slow Love Slow, so I don't know. I don't know if it was supposed to or not. All right, talk to me, homie. Tell me about Naked Grandpa. I don't know if he said grandpa, just old man. Either way.
I see a slow, simple youngster by a busy street, with a begging bowl in his shaking hand, trying to smile but hurting infinitely. Nobody notices.
Which that reminds me kind of a little bit of kind of feels like a, I'm gonna say British, even though, you know, just European in general, but kind of like a British version of sorry, I just had thoughts in my head that made me laugh. Of kind of like In This Moment's Out of Hell. Kind of similarities, but instead of just like a child totally destroyed by drugs and life and just living on the streets, it's kind of more of the softer version of like, please sir, can I have some money? You know, just kind of what makes me think of, I don't know why. By the way, I can't do accents, so sorry. But it's just kind of what it makes me think of there. It's just kind of, it's humorous.
I do, but
I don't know. Even though it's sad, dark subject, it's just I imagine this little Papa boy and it just makes me laugh.
An old man gets naked and kisses a model doll in his attic.
I mean, so they didn't say grandpa, they just said old man. But is that weird to anyone else? Is that just me? Just throwing that out there.
It's half light and he's in tears. When he finally comes, his eyes are cast.
Wait. wait, I'm sorry. I know it's spelled C-O-M, but we were just, for what we were just talking about, when the tears finally, tell me it was the tears. When the tears finally comes. Right? Anyways. When there is, I what?
His attic. It's half light and he's in tears. When he finally comes, his eyes are cascading. I see a beaten.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch that the first time through. I'm pretty sure that from just the way it was described to me, old man, naked, going to town, like sadly going to town on a doll, crying in an attic. When he finally comes, his tears are cascading. He's so sad that this is his life or something that tears are just pouring down his face. I'm pretty sure that's not C-O-M. That's all I'm saying. That does not sound like that kind of cum. I'm both fake coughing and real coughing at the same time. Anyways, weird. Moving on. Let's go through some. This one was kind of sweet in a way, in a weird way, like just kind of this feral dog that's like scared, and he's saying like, you know, I don't know why he's missing a leg, but he's just like, I wish I could let you get this pain out and help you or something.
Tries to bite me. All pride has left his wild, drooling eyes. I wish I had my leg to spare.
Do you not have a leg? You could give him a leg? Like, is he like a 3-legged dog or something?
A mother visits her son, smiles to him through the bars. She's never loved him more.
Is he in prison?
And a beast girl.
That was just a short one. This one caught me by surprise. A rather large lady, like getting all dolled up and stuff to go to dinner by herself. I assume because she's overweight, he's saying that she doesn't have she's not with someone or something. I don't know what he's trying to say. At the end, I thought he was just kind of like, I'll go to dinner or lunch or whatever the fuck it was with her. But in the end, it's just like, yeah, just say fuck it. I don't know.
Enters an elevator with me, all dressed up fancy, a green butterfly on her neck.
What the?
Terribly sweet perfume deafens me. She's going to dinner alone. That makes her even more beautiful. I see a more.
I don't understand that part. I don't. It makes her even more beautiful because she's going to dinner alone and getting dolled up. Pretty much like, I don't need someone to be happy. Is that what it kind of sounds like it's saying? It's nice, it's touching. I don't really want to go through all of these. Yeah. So he worships flesh, which that was like one of the first truth bombs were in there, and just like, yeah, I get that, kind of like sex sells in the media and stuff like that. Yeah, get that, legit. Okay, let's move past some of these. Let's get some of these truth bombs here. I think in a lot of these songs, like I Want My Tears Back and Meadows of Heaven and stuff like that, just kind of, I feel like what Tomas is trying to tell us time and time again is that, like, it's like the points in life where the world just seems so beautiful and there's so much magic in the world, and then like you get older, you get more jaded and stuff, and just everything's shit or something like that. I don't know why the pictures flashed. And I feel like this whole thing is just trying to get people to see the beauty again or something, or I don't know. Or just trying to touch on the thought, which is, I mean, a great feeling because I can relate to that. Like, seems to happen to a lot of people, really. That, you know, at one point life was beautiful, and now you just kind of realize the fucking futility of it all, and just how people just seem to be so stupid and just destroy everything, and you just realize that I start to feel that life is nothing but misery and pain, and then you die. I can relate to that. But it just reminds me a lot of Unleashed from Epica. There's like, back in the day, you know, like, I had these pure thoughts and loved everything, and now it's just like, now life is just pain and agony, you know. It's just, and I don't want to be in this world anymore, kind of thing. Life is sad. Moving on.
I want to travel where life travels, following its permanent leads like fresh bow tragedy or rapture.
And imprisoned by technology.
I like that one. Violated and imprisoned by technology. Hey, I'm recording on tech. I got a microphone in front of me. I am using this camera right here on my computer with a computer next to me. The tower over here. We got these speakers right here. Over here, I got my phone, my watch. Behind me there, you can see a TV, and some consoles going on. Where else I got technology? I got a fridge over here, mini fridge over here that's bombarded by cans and bowls and stuff. Don't look at that part. I just haven't had time. I haven't cleaned yet today. I wanted to get through Nightwish. So I got my mouse, my keyboard, all glowing with color, with fucking buttons all on the side of the controller. I am surrounded by technology. We are all become imprisoned by technology. And you know what? I'm pretty okay with that in general. Just because since we were just talking about how life can seem really shitty and futile, kind of technology is the only thing that makes me feel like, you know, I kind of want to stick around. So, you know, because there's games and there's music and is watching other people on YouTube to give me enjoyment in this shit we call life. So I'm kind of okay being imprisoned by technology, truly. But I get what we're saying here. I understand the message, and I like it, and I appreciate it. It's just like, I'm kind of okay with it. You know what I mean? But just continuing on. Yeah. Father's kind of. Oh yeah, some of these were really good. I like this. How can you just be yourself when you don't know who you are? Also, one thing that they said in here, which I think was, yeah, we're getting around the truth bomb area. I'm going to let some of these roll out because on 10:45 I said truth bombs. So we're just going to let this roll out and talk about a few of these since we're near the end here. And I think this is somewhere when the guitar comes in.
Stop saying I know how you feel.
That one right there. This one that's coming up here. I know how you feel. How can anyone know how another human being feels? Like, truly understand someone else's emotions just because you've had similar emotions like that. That was deep. That's heavy. That's deep and heavy right there.
How could anyone know how another feels?
That's deep right there. There's that guitar.
Churchill priest, beggar, poor, politician, wrongdoer. I am, you are, all of them already.
I feel like, I mean, again, I need to drink some because I'm talking a lot, and I'm coughing a lot. Those two go hand in hand, talking and coughing. I like that. I feel like all of us have that in us. It just depends. Circumstances make those come out or not. So I like that of like, how can I judge these people when we are all already all these things? Beautiful. Truth bombs. Drop them. Let's hear some more. What do you got for me? Besides the sweet guitar and choir up in
Dear child,
this chimes.
stop working.
I like this
Go
chimes.
play. Forget every rule. There's no fear in a dream.
Is there reality inside this?
Like child's imagination coming up in here kind of thing. I remember him saying something about yeah, I like that. That truth bomb as well. Death is the winner in any war. Even when that said that, I was like, it's true. That's very true.
Any war. Nothing noble in dying for your religion.
I like this part. I'm going to let it run all out, then I'm going to say something about it.
For your country, for ideology, for faith, for another man. Yes.
I like that little like whistle flute there in the background as well. It sounds a little too shrill and high pitched to be a flute, but it could be. I don't know. It could be an oboe. I don't know. Anyways, I like that. A lot of wars and death and stuff is caused by those things listed, like religion, like your beliefs, your faith, your whatever the fuck you said, country.
Is the winner.
I'm gonna let it go through them all again here.
Nothing noble in dying for your
religion,
for
country,
for
ideology, faith,
for faith.
Like just you the way you believe about certain things. For going to war to die for your country or for religion, stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know. I like the thought of like there's no reason to do that. However, to die for another human being, maybe that there is reason for that. And I kind of like that. I don't know if that's what this is saying, but to me that's what I read from this. Because like me personally, like I'm not a very religious person, so that one kind of gets knocked out of there. And I'm also not really willing to die for the things I believe in. You know what I mean? Like, I really strongly support freedom of just like to be able to practice your whatever gender or sex you identify as. But then again, I'm not like, if someone's pointing a gun at me, I'm not gonna be like, well, pull the trigger because this is what I believe in. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this ain't necessarily worth dying for at the moment. You know what I mean? Not that I don't like to stand up for those things. I'm just saying, is really great. What we call those everyday heroes. The person that stood up for, I think it was a Muslim woman and her child or whatever that was getting harassed and or attacked or whatever on a subway, and got the shit killed out of him for it. Which, I mean, is just like, absolutely stuff shouldn't be happening. And it's like, you're a hero for standing up for what you believe in, but same time you died for it. And who knows what they I wonder if they ran afterwards or whatnot. I don't know. But it's just like, I don't know, it's interesting. But that is also kind of dying. That's an hour, isn't it? I told you, I'm sorry. It's a long song with a lot of truth bombs in here. We gotta talk about it. So that is also kind of dying for another human being at the same time. So I don't know. Anyways, the way I've stated before that I want to die, I don't know if I've ever stated it in a recording or not. But either by, I heard this from somebody else. I think it was on a radio station a long time ago. I don't know who said it, but I appreciate it because it's so funny that I use it myself. I either want to die going down swinging, yelling the phrase, "There are too many of them." I don't care what it is. It could be bees. It could be octopus. It could be bullets, people, trees, whatever it is that I'm fighting as I'm going down swinging. I just want to be yelling the phrase, "There's too many of them," because that would be hilarious and heroic at the same time. But the other way that I would like to die, if I ever get the option of choice of how I die, is to die so that someone else someone else I love can continue to live. That's the way I want to die. So dying for another person, I mean man, like mankind, as the way I'm taking that phrase. Dying for another person, I feel is probably be a worthwhile way to die, more than dying for your religion, dying for your country, dying for your beliefs, in my opinion. So I really like that one. I love these truth bombs we're dropping here. Truth bomb, let's go.
For another man. Yes.
What was that, dude? No, the home dudes start talking for a whole minute and a half.
Paper is dead without words. Ink idle without a poem. All the world dead without stories.
Without love and the summer beauty.
I don't know about that one. But love, yes.
Realism, coarse souls.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's kind of along the lines of what we were talking about. Like, yeah.
Ever seen the Lord smile? All the care for the world made beautiful a sad man. Why do we still carry a device of torture around our necks?
Cross or whatnot. It is. I think this one is starting to take some shots at religion and whatnot. I do not know Thomas or whoever wrote this. It couldn't. Thomas could have just been a bystander in the situation. I just assume it's his writing and his thoughts and words. But I don't know. I don't fucking know. This could be like from some historic person who said this and he's just quoting them. I don't fucking know. Whoever seems to be taking some shots at religion, which again I told you I'm not very religious, so apologies if you are. But it is kind of weird that you celebrate the torture of another human being by putting crucifixes with like a fake Jesus, like a plastic Jesus or whatever on it. It's just like you celebrate the torture of this human being because he's dying for your sins. Like, I get that part. Like, you don't need to tell me. But it's still like you celebrate the torture of this individual and then wear it around your necks and shit. That's weird. I'm just gonna say that's weird. I don't know. Like, I have no problem with your beliefs and believe what you want to believe and whatnot. Like, that's cool and all, but just it does seem a little odd that you're celebrating torture. even though it was like the whole dying for your sins thing. Like I get that, but it's just like it still was tortured to death, and you're celebrating that by wearing it around your neck. That's kind of weird. Anyways, continue on.
Oh, how rotten your pre-apocalypse is. All you Bible black fools living over nightmare ground.
See me angry. I thought he was going to stop, and then he kept going.
I see all those empty cradles and wonder if man will ever change.
No.
I too wish to be a decent man boy.
I don't know if that's some kind of Europeanism, man boy. I've never heard that as a good thing in America, so I don't know what man boy is supposed to mean. It makes me think of other terms that are not appropriate to mention. I don't know what that means. Can't get into that. A little too AO rated there. But yeah, I don't know what it means, but I want to be a decent man boy. I don't know what that means.
But all I am is smoke and mirrors. Still, given everything, may I be deserving. And there forever remains that change from G to E minor.
I don't know what that means. If we're gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily know what that means. I'm racking my musical brain here, and that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know if that means something to them, or there's just like something I should know that I don't. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I like some of the truth bombs dropped in there. It was unique and interesting, for sure. It was like half the song, which is also a little weird. But I don't know. I'm split on this song. I think this is unfortunately, like the only song so far. There's still one more to go, but it's instrumental, so I don't know. At least I think it's instrumental. Anyways, there's only one more song to go, so who knows? Then we could do it. But this so far seems like it's gonna be the only song in this album so far that's getting lower than a 9. All of them have been 10s and 9s. This one I'm arguing with myself between 7 or 8. So just kind of because it doesn't really feel complete as a song yet. I still appreciate it and from an artistic view, so that's why it's not lower. Because if it was just based off a song, we're talking around 5 or 6. But I can still appreciate it, so we're talking a little bit higher. But I don't know. I liked the song. I also didn't like the song. I'm very split. I'm very 50-50 on this song. It was okay. I mean, yeah, 50-50 is alright. Yeah, it wasn't bad. But hey, I mean, it wasn't the song I expected. That if there was any songs on this album, I'd be like, it's okay. But we found one. We found one that was just like, it's alright. I don't expect to ever find a song that's just like, this is bad. There's not many songs that I have found that are just like, meh. Through all the albums I've gone through so far, I haven't really found many yet. There's only 2 that I can think about that just to me was just there's not enough redeeming quality to this song, and that was In This Moment. Shockingly enough, I know. I absolutely love Maria and almost all of their songs, but there's one from In This Moment and one from Camelot, which is weird because they're actually my top 2 favorite bands. Yet so far, they're the only ones I've listened to that's been like, I don't care for this. Even Meadows of Heaven wasn't that bad. And Meadows of Heaven's beautiful. It just didn't really wow me. Anyways. But that was Black Widow. I don't just did nothing for me. I didn't dislike it. I didn't hate it, but it really did nothing for me. It was just like meh, just not even it's all right, and just a meh, like not a shit, but not a okay. It was meh. And Necropolis from Camelot was that one I actually really don't like. There's very little redemption in that song for me. Just really don't care for that song. Like, really don't care for that song. I think that's the lowest rating song I have on all of my listening lists, even the ones I haven't listened to or haven't done reactions to. It's before I did reaction videos, that's why I didn't. But it was only like Alanis Morissette and Hailstorm, so don't worry too much. But which I eventually will do their other albums, by the way, both Alanis Morissette and Hailstorm. Just so you know, eventually we'll get there. Yeah, this is already way too long of an outro for a way too long video, but we're already in it this far anyway, so like it matters, I guess. You probably already clicked off a year ago. But but most of the songs I listen to, none of them are just like, I don't like this, except for those two. Those are the only two though. So it's just like this one was like, it was okay. Would I listen to it again? No. But it was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad song. It was just, and I didn't expect that on a 13-minute Nightwish song. I couldn't have imagined that on a very long Nightwish song, though I feel like it should be impossible for me to dislike it, but, well, not dislike it, but to be like, on it. But this one was for me. No. Hopefully Imaginarium won't be. We gotta end this because it's over an hour. I don't know if I'll edit any of it either. Anyways, thank you for joining me so much. Last song coming up, Imaginarium. I'm gonna finish it today so I can get to new stuff and finally finish out the Imaginarium album. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all next time.